Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may be available for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Alright, so at the top is EU, at the bottom is DXY. Obviously we're starting off on the daily. Alright, so what's the daily chart showing? Well, yesterday we closed out as this proper long-legged sort of doji. Right, you can see here where we've reached above these highs, these old highs, up into this area here, taking all of that buy side liquidity, right, which caused us to retrace lower to close out as this long leg doji, right? So we've taken plenty of buy side liquidity here, which is one thing to note for sure. All right, we've made a higher high. It looks better once you've closed above. I suppose we have just barely closed above this high, but either way, higher high, market showing its intention, right? And on the lower time frames we're going to have a new bullish leg, of course. On our inverse DXY we did the same thing. We have our new bearish leg. Yesterday was a bearish doji. We had the same sort of low test because we had taken previous sell side liquidity from below these lows, which caused price to retrace somewhat, right, which is natural after taking so much liquidity from the other side. So what we left behind is an imbalance with an order block. Same on DXY, imbalance with an order block. This may come into play later as a price draw, okay, as usual. So price may get drawn down into these discount levels at some other time, some other date. So into today, previous daily highs and lows still intact. They're quite far from price, obviously, because of all the movement yesterday. So far today, we're a bearish candle and a bullish candle on DXY, heading down towards a discount possibly. So I don't think there's much more to say about the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that shows us. Right, here on the 4 hour, pretty simple as well, because of obviously that daily price action. You can see I've got my fib retracement out, and you can see we're still in the premium of this 4 hour leg, and down in the discount we have this massive imbalance, right? So in terms of the 4 hour and the 4 hour structure, right, clear bullish leg, and we have this discount POI which may be drawing price. Up here on the 4 hour there's no imbalances. Everything looks mitigated. This wick mitigated this imbalance, so it makes sense for the discount to be drawn towards, right, eventually for price to come down to a discount, possibly to mitigate these offer price in this area, and then we possibly go bullish again from there, right? So we took all of this buy side liquidity above these highs in this trend line, and then recently up into this X. So it's only natural and obvious that price is going to retrace from there. On our inverse DXY, exact same, sell side liquidity, price is pulling back towards this imbalance here within a premium. So the 4 hour looks very obvious, right? Premium, discount, POI to draw price, POI to draw price, coming back from buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. So just looking at the 4 hour, it's natural that we could have possible short opportunities, right? Counter trend short opportunities from looking at the 4 hour until we're in a discount. Okay, so we'll see what that looks like on the lower time frames, but just from the 4 hour until we're back into this area, I can imagine we'll have opportunities to go bearish. So in saying that, let's go down to the 1 hour and see if that confirms the same or if it's any different. Right, so here's where we'll start to see our first differences here on the 1 hour, because we have this 4 hour leg here from the low to the high up here, and then we created this sort of range here, didn't we, through Friday to Monday, where we swept that internal sell side liquidity, mitigated this POI, and made a new bullish leg on the 1 hour. So we've got this low that created a new high above this high here. So technically on the 1 hour we can see this as a bullish leg. Okay, so it's something to be aware of. So from taking this buy side liquidity within this premium, we are now pulling back to a 1 hour POI. We've just gone beneath this low here, sell side liquidity, which may cause some sort of bullish reaction there. But we have a 1 hour order block. I've only highlighted the last candle, but it's possible price reacts from anywhere within here. So a few things to bear in mind here, right? 1 hour bullish leg. We're pulling back to a discount of that 1 hour bullish leg, but we're still in the premium of the 4 hour leg. Okay, so that's a negative to look for longs from here, because below it is an imbalance within a discount of that higher leg. So my intention is still to look for possible longs from this area here, but you're definitely waiting for lower time frame structure shifts on the M15, possibly the M5 if it looks good enough. When we are trending bullish, these sort of things can happen. This can be mitigated. We can go on to make higher highs. We could come back to this at a later date, or we're going to get a 4-hour correction and we're going to pull back lower into this area here. Now this imbalance is also on the hourly, so of course the hourly may have that intention too, but in the hourly we may respect this discount here of this leg. So things to remember, right? That would be a weakness of this POI around this point here, and that's just to consider when trading or executing, if we execute any longs from this area. So yeah, those are the discrepancies between the 4-hour and the 1 hour. They're not the worst. Again, we'll just be waiting for structure. We can only go with structure and see what momentum and liquidity does. But we have the awareness that price may want to head lower, right? So you may still get those shorting opportunities like I mentioned on the 4-hour, right, until we're in this discount. However, we have a support in the way here, a possible support that honestly I wouldn't trade into, right? So once we've entered this area, because I'm a bit more risk adverse like that, I would wait to see what price action does here, because I wouldn't want to trade against the possible reaction of the order block. So that's just me, and it will depend on your risk tolerance. But in terms of bias, my bias is to look for longs in this area, right? Because we've come down into a discount of our new 1 hour leg. So I'm going to wait for structure in this area, right? I'm not going to force any longs because of the negatives and the premium of the 4-hour leg. However, if structure presents itself, I will definitely look for the opportunities to go long, right, against this corrective price action that's possibly here. With this area here serving as an inducement of sell-side liquidity for this POI zone. DXY has pulled up above this high, I believe already, maybe just slightly. So we do have some SMC divergence coming into the market, right? Because this high to a higher high here, and this low to a higher low, possibly around here somewhere as well. So that is possibly a confluence on our side for those longs. We don't know how high DXY is going to go before then. It may take its previous daily high while we respect our order block. So something to look out for. Or we may even sweep our previous daily lows and then some momentum enters the market. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, that's my intentions. So let's go down to the M15 and see what opportunities may be available for today. Right, so here on the M15, a bit more of the business end of the market, we have our 1 hour POI here. We also have a 15-minute order block there actually, where a lot of momentum came into the market. Now personally, given the risks of the higher time frame, I wouldn't just set an order here. I'm going to wait for this POI to hold and give me some direction. So preferably what I'm going to be looking for is price to keep coming lower, come into this zone here, mitigate this M15 order block and this 1 hour order block, and then we get our momentum from that area, break of structure above some internal high if we create one hopefully beforehand, and then we can pull back down to our lower time frame order block with imbalance here to trade higher. Right, so that's what I'll be looking out for. I'm going to wait patiently for these possible long opportunities. So we'll have our breaker structure around here, possible inducement during a pullback here, lower time frame order block with imbalance there to go long, stop loss just below the lows, right, aiming for whatever percentage meets your strategy. So that's what I would be looking for, right? Now this could happen in multiple ways. Obviously price could come down here and create some sort of range, sweep its lows and then break above, then pull back, right, which is all fine. That would all be the same as long as we get the breaker structure, we get the respect of this area here and the intention shown by the market to make higher prices. The main negatives of this, again, price may want to seek sell side liquidity within the 4 hour discount, right? But on our side with this, if we respect this area, will be this SMC divergence, which would also show some sweep of buy side liquidity hopefully from DXY. We have this corrective trend line sort of price action here, right? And it's with trend. So that's what I'm going to wait for. We look like we'll soon be entering this 1 hour order block here. So just patience for the rest of the day now. So I hope that was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.